The Ghostbusting action.
We needed that song. America needed Ghostbusters.
This is pure nostalgia factor.
Yep.
We start out,
Yep.
the characters you know and love from Afterlife are all active Ghostbusters in New York City.
From the end of the first one, they hinted and basically said, we're heading to New York.
I don't know why the mom and Paul Rudd become, I know why plot-wise, but like they don't explain it. Like, you guys didn't do any ghost busting in the first movie. Like, you just turned into demon dogs, and then your children had to save the day.
You're not wrong.
And now it's like, now we outrank you kids because you're kids.
Welcome to society.
Like, right?
I mean,
I'm like,
no, you're not wrong.
What do you mean they're all Ghostbusters?
Okay.
I'm like, Paul Rudd has no business. He's like a
you're right.
seismologist.
He's Randy from South Park. He kind of looks. I would cast him as a live action Randy.
Sorry about the weed thing.
Sorry about the whole weed thing.
No, the only good thing about that is that they didn't try to do some like this movie picks up 3 months later. It has been 3 years.
3 years.
They've
been
rebuilt
Ghostbusters.
the thing, and I think that's how you're supposed to take it. Like,
Right.
maybe they didn't come right over in Ghostbusters.
No.
Because Winston and Ray talk about now they're retired, so it sounds like they handled the
Golden
transition,
years.
right?
Yeah.
I think they handled the transition off screen for 3 years.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
they taught them probably how to
Okay.
do it. That's Spangler's
Okay.
daughter. Of course, she's gonna take over.
True. Plot-wise, totally fucking makes sense.
But I'm saying I think that's what
Going
happened.
from,
right.
hey, I just finished Afterlife on my computer at home, and now I'm driving to the fucking theater for Frozen Empire. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, you were a dog. You were Gozer's dogs.
How
Like,
does Paul Rudd look younger in this movie?
I
than
know.
Afterlife?
I think he had like a beard.
he did.
Or some
it's like
shit.
he's aging backwards.
Yeah.
And it
Like his
drives me
hair is like he has school teacher, substitute summer school teacher hair. Look, yeah, he looks way older in Afterlife. Yeah, so like right out the gate, I was like, that was one of my first.
Yeah,
but I was like, fine.
I honestly
these are our
think
characters.
Yeah,
so obviously.
but the biggest problem is because we skipped it on release. Is I'm telling you, was watching it back to back. That 3 years of build up.
Yeah.
I think I would have enjoyed this even more. But it was literally like, and done.
Pause. Yeah, running to the movie theater. Yeah, I'm like in the previews, finishing Afterlife, fucking while the Godzilla trailers playing or whatever.
That's pretty much.
Yeah, they were like hunting this dragon or whatever, and they're tearing through New York City, and you know, I'm like,
Some of the complaints I've
all
read
this works.
in reviews
Like-
are like, I don't like the CGI. It's not realistic enough. It's like, well, can I stop everyone here? It's a movie called Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Okay, and it's like
it's the fourth canonical Ghostbusters, not
Story.
counting the game or games.
I was gonna say not
or
counting the chick if you
2016.
count the
Yeah.
game only.
Yeah.
Then it would be like.
Yeah.
So it's like
I think because it was in the daytime.
yeah, but like, what do you want the ghost to look like? They're ghosts. You can interpret that however you want.
Busting happens after dark, you know.
Nice.
Well, because like they can't have like the glow, like if it's daytime. So like I get why people were like the
but
CGI.
That's
is
that
bad. It's
camera
not,
effect. They used
but
that
yeah.
same thing in the '80s with
Right.
that white powdery.
Yeah,
you know
they
what
do
I
that
mean?
in this one.
And it looks to
Yeah.
me, it looks like they perfected it.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
want. I don't need some hyper realistic paranormal activity movie.
No. And I think we'll get there, but like the Ghost Girl CGI looked straight out of like Ghostbusters.
That's what
like,
I mean.
They have like soap opera lighting like on her to make her
looks
look
so
like
cool.
a ghost.
And like all the
Yeah.
particles are constant, and she's on fire nonstop. And I was like,
Yeah.
this looks great.
I'm like, it looks all right. Yeah, it looks fine for a fully
For
moving
what it's supposed to be.
person. Yeah.
Like I don't know what are you expecting
What do
on
you
a
want?
budget of $100 million or
What do you
less?
want?
Like what do you want?
What do you want? Yeah. I want a Ghostbusters movie, and we fucking delivered.
That's what I'm saying.
On a Ghostbusters
How this
movie.
thing's in the 40% on Rotten Tomatoes blows my mind.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. No, I had a lot of fun watching this movie, all the fan service. We actually get the three of them, you know, Stan Vankman and Zedmore, like all in it. Like they don't just show up like
Bill
at the end of
Murray's not in
Afterlife.
it very much, but he's in it more than Afterlife.
He's a part of the action.
He's in at least 15 minutes of this one. He was probably only in 5 of the
Five of
last one.
Afterlife.
So he was in actual chunk. He's in early and in the
Well, because Ray takes the call in Afterlife.
Right.
And then
He gets the
just
team
calls the
together.
other two off screen and they show up for 5 minutes at the end.
Yeah, this one they actually keep Ray in it. And
Yep.
Ray's like a main character.
Ray's like one of the main characters.
Dan Aykroyd still got it when he's in the right role, man. Like looking at Zombie, which he was playing Ray in Zombie.
I know.
Land.
So
That
how did you
crappy-
fuck it up?
Zombie Town.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
How did you mess it up so bad in that?
Yeah.
When you killed it in this. When the Ecto 1 like goes by and it's like, fucking whatever. And he's like looking out the window and he's like sweeping. He's like, I did that. He's like,
mean,
fucking,
it's the
I
world.
did that.
I love these worlds. That
like
they
his
built.
expression, like the acting was.
And that's
was
why
great.
2016 is hated. I'm telling you.
Because
It's
there's
in
no
a different.
nuance.
There's no.
There's
It's not the same world.
I know.
You grew up, whether you hate the second one or not. I love the second one. It's still a world that's been built. You're now 4 movies into this world plus a game. Into this world, no one wants to restart and then let's bring those characters back, but then give them a different.
Yeah, their actors are back, but they're not the
No.
characters. 2016 was a huge fucking mess.
I don't go to Chinatown. I don't drive Wacos, and I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
This is
This
done
is
right.
how you do
This
it.
is how you do it.
My biggest problem with this, I feel like they fixed most of the issues, which is funny in Afterlife, but then created different issues. Like Finn Wolfhard, way better, right?
But they give him nothing to fucking do.
But he has not a lot to do.
Like,
Well, here's the problem.
to do. Like, he's in it for less screen time
Yeah.
than Bill Murray is, I'm pretty sure.
The movie's main problem with me is it feels half baked, and I still liked the movie,
Okay.
but it plods along a little bit. Kind of like, hey, for the most part, we just want to catch you up on everyone. I'm fine with it. Again, I'm
Yeah.
not necessarily saying it's a bad thing,
Yeah.
but I mean, like, it's most like, hey, remember that? Hey, here's the trap. Hey,
Yeah.
here's this. Hey, Winston's got we're expanding. You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, this would have been like a good special, and then we got a second
That's
movie.
coming off of Afterlife, I think.
And I
because
think
you're
that's-
like, we just did this. Like,
what I'm saying.
We
I think
just did this, like, verbatim. Like, remember the car? Remember the traps? Remember the proton packs?
Well, now it's
I'm
like, remember
yeah,
the
I do.
firehouse, and remember the main trap, and remember,
The containment unit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I do remember that because I'm at a Ghostbusters movie. Like,
that was
I
it,
would
though.
hope.
Like,
yeah.
I feel like we needed to get more. It was a lot of building, and the bad guy was cool. He just wasn't there enough. Like, it was like by the time he shows up, we got to get it wrapped
the
up.
bad guy isn't as big of a threat as the powers he's like unleashing. Like, he's just like tall,
And he's-
dark, and horny.
right,
You know? Yeah.
right.
Like, just
And he's
moving
more for
slowly.
revenge.
Yeah.
He's not like, I'm not there. Like, what's her name? He's not like there to take over the universe. He's
Gozer.
like, I'm mad at the fire people, and I'm here to kill all the fire people.
You mean they basically set up in this movie that there were ancient Ghostbusters?
I knew that was coming.
Shut
Yeah, I
the
know.
fuck up,
Yeah.
dude. It sucks, but like, goddamn, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like that they're
Well,
building
they
like
didn't overplay it
lore.
either. I was a
No.
little up, and then it was like,
Yeah.
there's only one left now that gets the power, and it's him. I'm like, okay, as long as you're not bringing like 10 people that are airbenders and firebenders now, because he almost looks like a firebender out of
Yeah,
Avatar with the
okay,
gold and the
okay.
thing, and he like
when
takes
he's like
the mask
fully dressed.
off.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Kumail Nanjiani of Eternals fame,
Mhm.
Silicon Valley, a bunch of other little projects. That
He
he's
leaned
done.
into that side of him, the real like, I'm kind of dumb. And
I think he was in it way too much.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
you're a side character, like a C character, like, and he gets like top billing.
just
Like, it seems.
he was like
You
just
know?
a little too much. I like his come in and selling the things,
I thought that was gonna be it though.
but I like them going back to the apartment and him
Yes,
trying to
that was
sell them
funny.
more stuff.
Like the sex dungeon bit. Yeah. Like, can you stop like making jokes about sex jokes about
my
dead
grandma.
grandma? Yeah. Anyway, what's your best offer on?
yeah,
like,
on the sex dungeon.
Yeah, constantly trying to sell off his shit. I thought he was gonna be in it for like 2 seconds, sell the
Mm-hmm.
shit, bounce. He's not gonna be in it for the rest of the movie. And then it's like, no, he's an actual character in this movie. I'm
Yeah.
like, I kind of thought he was just like a cameo.
But he's built
you know?
to where like I don't think they're gonna need him anymore.
No.
Like he might like
No.
show up and have lunch with Bill Murray and they make
Sure.
fun of him or whatever. But
Yeah.
I don't think his firepower is gonna matter anymore.
Or him and Finn Wolfhard have
Be
like,
buddies.
we're gonna hang out and play Xbox
Right.
after this, right? And he's like,
But like, what good is fire bending?
right,
I'm not being funny either because that's basically what he can do. He bends.
against a non-ice.
Yeah.
threat.
Like, oh, well, thanks. Well, that's a Slimer. He doesn't care about your fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
But he can move the proton
That's
packs
true.
at the end. You know, when they can just aim it. Like, why was that a issue?
because he saves.
or-
Because the
Oh,
one
he,
goes.
he bends the match.
He saves it. Yeah.
the flame
yeah.
of the match.
right.
I thought he bended the proton.
He
pack
does on that
thing.
one part because like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
turns the monster turns the things to kill Paul Rudd and then he like
Weird. We're jumping over a big portion about this ghost girl bullshit they set up.
you can tell that's our least favorite part of.
They wreck New York. The mayor from the first movie comes back.
He's back
and
to
he's
say
like,
I'm mad still for 40 goddamn years and I'm back to end it all again. I hate
"Remember
all
that
of you.
stint when you were retired? Yeah, I was happier then.
It's like,
Now I'm shutting you down,
bro,
Ghostbusters.
this is gonna be the third time they saved New
And
York.
it's
homie.
actually, I'm not shutting down you guys. I'm mad you have a child
Yeah.
working for you. Not
No, I like that they took a
I
more
wanna shut
realistic
you
approach.
down. It's like, she's a minor. And they go, yeah, well, we're not even paying her.
Yeah.
And then he's like, child endangerment. Nice. Fucking like very cool stuff. He's like, I can use this to ruin you.
Yeah.
And then it's like, no, I won't ruin you. Just Phoebe can't be a Ghostbuster anymore. You got to wait till you're 18 to be a Ghostbuster.
What? Yeah.
And then nothing. You can't do anything. Like you can't
you're
even
benched.
work on packs. 15-year-olds intern at places, by the way. You can't intern at the Ghost Lab.
A lot of states are repealing child labor
Yeah.
laws. If this would have stayed in Oklahoma, she could have been a Ghostbuster.
Timely. That's a timely reference right there. Fucking A. Nice. That's the whole plot of this movie is Phoebe, you can't be a Ghostbuster because you're too young. Cool, I'm going to go pout in the park and play chess by myself and hopefully Harold Ramis' dad will show up. And it's not Harold Ramis' dad.
They Anakin'd us.
Yeah.
They took her responsibility away, pissing her off.
You're not ready.
And then she
You're
goes
not ready for the trials.
and trips on her own dick 100 times. It is. That was the arc. If they just let her be a goddamn Ghostbuster, then she would have never got into the thing. She would have never cared to be friends with the ghost.
No.
It's literally
She would have never
Anakin.
gone to the park to pout. She never would have befriended the ghost. She never would have fucked up further and blew up the diner.
They could have just said, hey, look,
like,
for the next 6 months, let's keep you out of the car so the mayor don't pay attention. Let's keep you with Ray and let you work on some stuff.
Work on some stuff. Go
And,
to the lab.
Once
and
you're
go
16,
build a pack.
we'll
She
get
can
you-
build the packs. Like, they set that up at the end. I'm like, you're so capable. Have her be... they do this one scene where, like, she goes to answer the phone. And I'm like, are they going to do the line? And she's like, Ghostbusters. Like, yeah, we can handle that. I would have been like, because she's fucking pissed. Like, Ghostbusters, what do you want? Like, do the line.
Ghostbusters, what do you want?
Like, if you're going to do it, do the fucking line. And then we're going to put Annie Potts in the movie. Fucking Melnitz or whatever, the secretary.
She was in Afterlife, but only for a few minutes.
For a little bit.
Yeah.
To, like, sell the house.
Right. And now she's like, she's Nick Fury.
I'm
what's her
part of
name?
the team.
He's Nick Fury.
Maria Hill.
And she's Maria Hill.
She's Maria Hill.
Literally.
Yep.
And he even
Yep.
said that in an interview. I'm basically going to be the Nick Fury of the Ghostbusters.
He sort of overlooks everything, and he's sort of the Nick Fury of the Ghostbusters.
And I'm totally fine with that. It's just really funny that she shows up. She's like, I'll talk to Winston.
Yeah, that's the
I'll
other thing.
relay
too.
all of these
Paul
things.
Rudd's like, what are they doing at the lab? Are they building cool ghost stuff? She's like, yeah,
It's none of your business.
cool ghost stuff. And I'd
Yeah.
be like, they're the Ghostbusters.
Yeah, like you need to share with them. Like, who do you think you are? You're not going out busting
Like,
ghosts.
the containment unit, this is the other like plot of the movie. The containment unit's
It's
full.
failing.
You guys
Yeah.
been shoving ghosts in there for 30 years? Yeah. Why don't you build more? Yeah, why don't we build more? And cut to 20 minutes later, like, we built more.
Well, they find that thing that Spangler had because he was planning on building a bigger containment unit. That's the
Oh, the
whole
plans.
Yeah, the plan.
Right.
Oh, we can do that.
But like,
I know.
why wouldn't you tell your active Ghostbusters, hey, why don't you start coming to the lab and dumping your ghosts here?
Yeah, check out the lab.
Because your shit's getting too full. Like,
See, they try to explain that the
What?
way when Winston shows up. He said, didn't want you to see it until everything was wrecked.
okay.
And they kind of wipe it all away.
See,
like
I didn't
that.
even hear that line.
But that's what I mean. That's
yeah.
really.
Without that line, it's like, why are you keeping things from your
It's still not a great excuse.
employees?
Right.
Yeah.
Like you do know they're risking their literal lives
Right.
constantly.
They're the active Ghostbusters in New York, which is Ghost Central, apparently, because ghosts don't go anywhere else. We don't need Ghostbusters anywhere. There's not like multiple teams, you know?
See,
like, why are
yeah.
you hiding shit?
Yeah.
What- And then, like, we get rolling. They learn about all the shit in the lab, and then it's like, no holds bar. It's like, new packs, fucking 7
Let's
containment
bring you
units.
into the lab.
Bring them all in.
Check out all the cool shit we're working
It's
on.
time we showed you what we're working on. Why now? Why haven't you been actively showing them what you're working on? Holy shit, dude.
Because if you were going to take that stand, what they should have done is never showed in the lab in this movie. They should have delivered something that helps with the battle but ultimately fails, like her pack.
Right.
And then in the third movie, they bring him in and go, we had this feeling that there was a really big bad coming, so we've been working on all
We've been
this
working
shit, and
to
we didn't
build
want to
this lab."
show you. That's the only way that makes sense, because you're right. Otherwise, it's just like, yeah, you know, and you're like, no.
Yeah, which is a funny line, like her being like, kind of like, yeah, cool ghost stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, but you are working on cool ghost
You're
stuff.
helping us, right?
You're, you have to be helping us.
Right?
Right? Please? Fuck. Ghost Girl. Let's get to Ghost Girl, Melody.
She was fine.
It's a new concept in Ghostbusters thing.
Right.
The actress is fine.
She was great.
I think it was mishandled.
I think-
or underhandled.
I think it
You
was
know?
written too conveniently.
Conveniently. Ghost Girl shows
Again,
up.
it was the Anakin problem.
Clearly she's working for the bad guy.
Clearly.
Like,
hurt painfully clearly.
Painfully clearly. We didn't even need that scene where she's like walking down the street and you hear,
I'm trying as fast as I can.
like, yeah, and she's like, does it have to be her?
Oh, so she's gonna.
Okay.
Oh, and then she's gonna. Oh, like every other. Oh, okay. I know how this one's gonna end.
But we didn't even get like, I needed like a ghost kiss or something, because like
They
Phoebe,
did
like,
allude
basically
a
kills
lot.
herself to become a ghost so they can hang out
Right.
as ghosts.
And they do allude.
There's some tension.
Well, there is, and I know people lose their mind over the wokeness stuff. And
Whatever.
I think that's
I don't
stupid.
give a fuck
I don't
about that.
care.
You got to make it serviceable to the plot. Still.
But the plot makes sense because you're seeing they didn't go far enough with that, and I think is the problem.
didn't go far
They
enough.
hint that
Underhandle.
even from the first movie, she's often different, and she likes different. Like they're kind of walking you down that
They're
road.
walking down the line. It's still okay to show this in like a red state.
Right? No, but you're serious. No, you're not even wrong.
No.
So this one they're like really leaning into. Like clearly she's probably gay, and that's fine.
Which is fine.
Because
But
she
they don't-
literally like temporarily kills herself, and then she like they do this real slow dramatic thing when she walks up and she like smiles and goes boo, like real
They're
seductively.
like awkward. Like
they're both
in
kinda, like,
first
smiling
grade,
at each
like
other.
in high school. Like it's fucking awkward. Like,
But then they just are like, no.
no, I was purely using you. Like, except for at the end when I'm
Until
like,
I go full Kung Fu Panda, Aquafina, and go, you know what?
yeah, maybe I do like you.
The bad guy was bad, and you were good. How did I
Fucking
not see this?
The horn demon
Yeah.
from
Wait a
Ice
minute.
Hell
We're the
was
baddies?
bad.
We're the baddies?
and was just using me all along. Like, yeah, we know.
Yeah,
It takes way too long to get there.
that's the
And it's
problem.
like, I needed some relationship with her and Phoebe. Like,
Instead of doing that, they did the
I mean, I'm not
she
like,
can't shoot her in the diner secretly. They took the longest way.
you know, I could
around.
have shot you.
I know.
And it's funny and it's
Right.
flirty and it's like,
But they don't
okay,
go
this
any-
works. But it doesn't go anywhere. I needed like, their ghosts, little peck. You know, just I'm not talking like
You would care more at the end.
full raunch.
No, but you would
girls
care more at
making
the
out.
end.
I need a little peck.
When
and then
spoilers.
they like kiss and then she goes, I'm sorry. And then
Right, that's what I was
you
gonna
know,
say.
like-
Spoilers. You know, it's Kung Fu Panda when it comes to that.
Yeah.
She's Poe, and then the other one's Aquafina, and then oh my God, why was I working for the bad guy? I should come help you just in the nick of time. But then I'm gonna float. That scene where she like
disapparates. Yeah.
you'd have cared way
would've cared.
more if they showed her like in love with her, and they actually would have kept her. That you're right. They dropped the ball on
I
that.
needed a ghost kiss.
Because that whole like
I needed it.
I'm literally
Like-
going to temporarily kill myself so that we can hang out, and I'm gonna be a ghost, a Ghostbuster being a ghost.
I don't even know if
Hasn't been
this will
done.
work, by the
Right.
way. I'm
It
just
should be
like,
fine.
I'm crazy about this ghost chick.
Right.
You know, because she's cool, I'm cool, let's be cool together.
Right.
You know? And then they don't do anything.
Nothing.
And then it's like, bad guy's out. We don't have time for that. Like, the bad guy's out. Like, we don't have time for this relationship
Sorry.
anymore.
And
Until the
pause.
very end of the
Right.
movie. Yeah.
Right, and then
like,
it's fully literally like
And it's like-
I just watched Kung Fu Panda 4.
I know.
I just watched it.
I know. Yeah, so they mishandled
That's
something.
what I'm saying. Like it was close. The
yeah.
first one was to me is almost perfect.
It
like they
is.
took the first Ghostbusters movie and said, let's work some new stuff and sprinkle in, but then let's like really hit you in the head with the old
with
stuff.
the old stuff.
This one was like old stuff. You know what I mean? But I didn't hate it.
No.
I definitely liked
No.
it, and I want 10 more movies.
Yeah.
because I love the world.
I want a third, definitely.
I need Paul Rudd and Bill Murray needing to have to go somewhere together. Like maybe they got to go talk the mayor in the next movie for a 20-minute scene into doing something, and they're just both
Okay.
hating each other because they're basically the same.
Yeah.
While they're trying to.
Yeah.
Because they're in like 2 scenes together.
They don't have any.
And you're like,
I don't think they speak to each other.
no,
once.
like in the scenes that
Yeah.
they're in, like they don't even really communicate. Like he kind of like helps him up at the very end when all the crowd's gathering, and you know,
Right.
spoilers, you know,
Right.
they don't die. You know, and he kind of like helps him. That's it. I'm like, I think they're not gonna.
That's another problem I had. Because we don't know if we want to use any of these characters for a third movie. We're not going to kill any of them off.
I do appreciate though. I hate when they kill him off just to be like, we brought like Han Solo.
Han Solo.
We gotta kill him off.
Do
Why?
you though? Do you?
He could have just died of old
Like,
age later.
Aside from Harrison Ford being, I'm
I'm doing this.
That's how he sounds, by the way.
Han Solo can't sit down for an entire movie. The other thing mishandled was Kumail Nanjiani, I think, as like the fire guy. Him like learning to like light the candle. Light the candle. Like
There was funny stuff there. I like when Finn like pushes the candle. He's learning. He, like,
yeah,
pushes
podcast,
the candle
he, like, pushes
or
the candle.
podcast.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
trying.
yeah. He's trying. Yeah, that was like
It was clunky.
by the end. it's like turns into this Dragon Ball fucking fight, and he's like firebending or Avatar or whatever.
It was super
like,
Avatar. Yeah.
It's like beam battles. I'm like, you lost me on the ghost
little.
busting part. You know, I just need some fire the proton packs
Yeah.
and those work.
My problem is
like,
since the first movie, they've almost been trying to cripple from the 80s the proton packs. Like they were
I know.
just good enough in the first movie,
I know.
and now they're hot garbage for the
and,
rest
like,
of the time.
The Madam Web chick goes, and the proton packs didn't fucking work. And they're like, we have new packs that have no upgrades on them. These'll work. And it's like, she's like,
I told you.
no, they won't. And then, spoilers, they don't. Like, what the fuck?
Because you need that, like, we have to rebuild the shield Captain America style just for to break it again. You know, it was like one of those, like, build
but
it
then
up.
Phoebe has a scene where she's like, we're going to cut the fireman's pole and put brass in just my pack. Only my pack.
Well, because
just me.
She didn't get a pack. That was the whole crux of the we don't trust you. When they all brought new packs, they tell her outside, soon. You'll get one soon.
But why doesn't she upgrade all their packs at that end scene?
Because she's mad.
Just mine. Everybody
She's
else.
Anakin.
All the, you guys can die.
You guys can die.
You guys can die. Fuck.
I'm going to give this a 7.8.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to give
I
it.
really liked it, but compared to Afterlife,
Okay.
it's a letdown.
Yeah, now that we've.
It's Ghostbusters 1 to 2
about it.
again.
Yeah.
It's
little
like,
bit.
holy shit, that's pretty good.
They could have done some things better.
Right.
But it was all right.
Yeah.
It was all right. It was good. Yeah, there's some things we totally glossed over. I'm going to give this also a 7. I said I was going to go higher than Afterlife.
You talked yourself out of it.
I talked myself out of it, yeah. The Ecto C, we'll go some highlights here maybe.
That was awesome.
The little bike with the
bike was
sidecar.
cool.
Like, fucking,
Like,
fuck yeah.
they
dude.
hinted that came out like right after 89 because it's
Fuck
like an
yeah,
older
dude.
bike.
It's awesome.
Press the button, more button!
Yeah, and it like opens to like a gun. Yeah, like a proton pack. I'm like, fuck yes. The library scene. Get the same
Patton Oswalt.
get the same shot. Patton Oswalt, who's like, I'm the expositor.
He's great. He's like so happy to be in that movie. Do I believe in supernatural?
He's
like
just Patton Oswalt in and up. He's doing the story, and they're like, he's like, this ancient fucking thing and these firebenders. He's
Yeah,
like,
no notes.
So good, no notes.
I knew you'd like that line.
Fucking got me, man. Yeah, the exposition scene was cool where it cuts to like the animation.
Yeah, they're
of,
doing
the
like stop
stone.
motion stuff.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
They
dude.
use. I'm
So
pretty
good.
sure they use that for
Okay.
the Frozen stuff. Like when he comes through, like there's like these weird background like stop motion, like ice hands things coming around. I loved the bad guy. I'm mad that we didn't
The
get
Rocco.
more of him.
Yeah.
He looked cool as
Looked
shit.
Fucking dope. Yeah.
No, that's bad CGI. No, it's not. There was
He was just,
practical
like-
mixed with.
He was like, he looked dope, but he was just like unthreatening.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be mad.
And I'm gonna summon ice spikes.
And I'm gonna move this slow.
Yeah, I'm gonna move very slow, and I'm gonna summon ice spikes that everyone in New York City dodges. By the way, that beach scene where all the spikes are shooting up. Like, obviously, it's not a rated R movie,
So
but
they
like,
can't. I know.
if it was, people would be getting
Well, just
fucking
like-
impaled,
Now that-
like decapitated and shit.
When they're in the firehouse fighting, like when he puts them out, they're just slowly.
I know.
Slowly, like why?
Just kill them.
It's I get again movie suspense, but it's almost like, hey guys, you're breaking the
I know.
the
I
thing.
know. Just freeze the firehouse. Just blow up the firehouse. Like, murder them. Yeah. Like, you didn't hesitate for the rest of New York City. The only ones who can take you down, you're hesitating on. Like,
Yeah.
Which is just movie logic.
Again.
It's just stupid movie logic. Yeah. Slimer, the Slimer bit with Finn Wolfhard was good.
It was good.
We use a bunch of reshots or same shots from the first movie. Like, the library scene is like the exact same.
Mhm.
Like animation or whatever, and the Slimer like doing the sound or whatever when
Yeah.
Slime's Finn Wolfhard, like is the exact
Yeah,
same
he
thing.
just looks fatter now. Like
Yeah,
Slimer, like
which
he's
was
gained some
So
weight.
fucking funny. Finn Wolfhard has like his best scene in the movie where he's like sprinkling the Cheetos and then he like drinks from the bag a little bit. He's like pours some of them into his mouth, like got some Cheetos for you, like, and it doesn't work. Like it's like
Yeah.
poking the ceiling, like
The
ew,
yeah.
fucking gross.
What is that? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a fun movie.
I had a lot of fun. I had so much fun. Fucking Bill Murray's line. He gets into the firehouse. He pops open the fuse box and he's like pulls out the whiskey. He's like, "Courage,
anyone?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Fuck yeah!"
Like he knew
dude.
exactly where the whiskey bottle was.
And
I know.
I'm like, how after 30 years they all snap right back into their fucking roles? Like Ray, perfect. Dan
Mhm.
Aykroyd killed it as Ray. Like again, like Winston, Ernie Hudson, like
know.
went back, killed it immediately. And then fucking Bill Murray is like, "You're just Venkman again. Like you're literally just Venkman
get to be
again. Like it's
Venkman.
perfect." No Rick Moranis. I want to talk about this.
I know. We'll
Not
wrap
even
it
an
up.
end credit
I
scene.
know. Not
We
even
got-
a mention.
We got a Stay Puffed end credit scene where they're fucking with this, like they're the
clearly
minions.
setting up something like they're gonna put all the mushrooms all the marshmallows together.
Right.
And
They're like a big. They're big. It's Baraka freezing our set.
well, it's a fat.
I got it. What?
Yeah, no, I like the after credits scene again. Like the last one was a little better, Afterlife, but I do like the universe they're building, man. And if
like the
Sony
world.
needs to like maybe not just do Spider-Man stuff, maybe do some other things.
Do this.
Keep building this.
Do this.
Like
Yeah.
don't quit.
Make a third.
Just keep building it better.
Yeah. I would take. You said it earlier. I would take 10 of these.
I would, but give me one more at least.
Yeah.
Let me finish off that because I still feel like we're just getting restarted back into the world again. And now before you know it, that's 3 movies. We're done. See you in 20 years. Like
The Afterlife was like Ghostbusters -1, and this felt like Ghostbusters 1.
like
'Cause you're in
Godzilla.
New York.
Godzilla -1.
Godzilla minus. Ghostbusters
Just
-1.
Ghostbusters!
-1
This one is like we're in New York. We got the fucking Ecto-1. We're in the fucking firehouse. We're gonna bust some ghosts.
And we're back. You're
we're
right.
back.
Afterlife felt like a prequel to setting
prequel.
everything back up again.
A prequel,
Yeah.
not to the entire universe, but to this movie.
Now we need 2 more after.
Right. Now we need an actual trilogy.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. There you go. Bustin' makes me feel good.
It does.
Paul Rudd, best line in the whole fucking thing.
He
Spoiled by the
in
trailer,
that,
but
by the way, yeah, he
the best
does the
thing
whole
ever.
song, and it is classic Paul Rudd. Like they're like, hey, here, eat this up. Like
there's something strange, and it don't look good.
and it's funny because like the scene is real intense. She's like packing, and they gotta leave, and he's like, but honey, what? But what if? And then he like sets the song up. He like in question form,
Yeah.
and
He's like,
then he starts
If
there's something
strange in the
strange
neighborhood,
who are you gonna call?
Who are you gonna call?
And she's like, thinks don't look good.
And it don't look good. He fucking has the best delivery. Somebody in my theater, I told you this, went, come on. Like, I was like, I wanted to be like, what the
What do you mean?
fuck
Oh,
do you
yeah.
mean? I'm like, that's the best line in the movie. And it's like total fan service.
And she's like, Gary, and he's like,
And they're not like,
I'm just saying, Bustin'.
Bustin' makes me, can I just say one
But
last
she's like,
thing?
don't.
And they know. And they know they're doing it. They're not like, wouldn't it be cool? It's like, no, it
No,
wouldn't.
that's why I don't mind it.
So you play it for
It's
laughs.
not the Peter
You make it
Griffin,
funny.
Madam
They said the
Web, they
line.
said it. It's like,
Yeah.
no, watch how much we're going to go over the top because you want us to say it.
And they set it up. We talked about this off. He's a Ghostbusters. Paul Rudd in universe is a fan of Ghostbusters. Of course, he knows the song. He's like how we're all fans of the movies. He's fans of them in this world.
In real life, in that world.
Right. Yeah. So it fucking worked. Go see it.
Do it.
Definitely go see it.
This
So we
is-
get a third one.
Please.
Yep.
No
yeah,
more
tell us what
reboots.
you think the title of this movie should have been, other than Frozen Empire. Ice Age. You know,
It could've-
Ghostbusters Ice Age.
It could have been Frozen Gods.
Frozen City.
Or,
Fucking, I don't know. New York on Ice, huh? Fucking some like on ice play or whatever.
Something.
Ghostbusters on Ice.
You're right. I guess
You know what
they
I
didn't
mean?
have a lot to pick
They didn't have a
from.
lot to work with. Frozen Empire sounds cool, even though the freezing doesn't really have much to
Does
do
not
with
have much of
people.
an empire.
And if you freeze, you're not dead. Like you can just be unfrozen. Like what? People's hands get frozen to things and they just pull them off. And then they're
That's
like,
before it takes you all the way over.
my hand is very cold. I don't have frostbite and I'm going to lose my hand.
Well, in
It's
the
just gonna
opening
be-
scene, like it's taking him over, like
Yeah.
in the old days,
But like the
and like
one
rips it
scientist
off.
guy, he's like later he's just like in a sling. You wouldn't have an arm, bro.
See, ice causes sprains.
Yeah, I'm hurting. I need to kiss my boo boo.
I'm hurting.
All right. Ugh. That was good. Ghostbusters movie. We're seeing the
world is
Ghostbusters
amazing.
movie. I know, but it takes, for me, Afterlife, it takes too long
Okay.
to get going. But once it does, I'm in.
See, I appreciated that
I'm
though.
fucking in.
And
Yeah.
the I think if they would have dived right in with Ghosts, they'd have been like, "Well, why haven't you been making? What's everything going on
Where's
for
been the
30
Ghostbusters?
years?"
Where's the
Right.
stance? Where's
So
Bankman?
you
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
give it that whole society's pretty dumb, doesn't believe what even happened 2 years ago. So those are fake videos on YouTube. No one really believes New York.
Right. Right.
Now it makes more sense